So, hey guys, and welcome to the channel. What I do want to talk about specifically is this project I'm going to be doing on Honkai Star Rail, which is going to last me an entire year and is already something I've talked about on stream and as of the filming of this video has been in effect. So today is July 15. I started this on the 10th. But before I start talking about that, a small self promo. So if you guys want to see what else I do and even join in on the fun, you can catch me live on twitch.tv/Crystalia with 2 underscores. That aside, the topic of this video is something I have decided to call on Project FAB, or as you can see, FAB, which is short for Project Firefly Aventurine Blade, the fabulous children of my account. If you guys watch my streams, especially the Honkai Star Rail ones, as it is the topic of this video, from the very beginning, my blade has been the apple of my eye. When Honkai Star Rail first happened, my lovely cousin introduced me to this website called Mobile Meta. Not sponsored. And there's a section that is called Relic Scorer. So the first thing you do is basically submit the stats of the relics of your character, and it puts you on a leaderboard of said character as well as the server you're in. So sometime at the end of last year, this was before the Blade rerun, his first rerun, I had submitted the hard-earned relics I had on my blade, who I got from his first banner. And lo and behold, I got him to rank 83 for North America, which is probably one of the best highlights I've had for my blade. However, when the rerun happened, obviously a lot more people got him, and it is what it is. I did go down in ranking. As of the filming of this video, my blade is now ranked 362. Honestly, I'm still pretty happy about that because he's still within top 500 of the North America server, which is by all means a lot of players. And thus far, since then, I've not really done any improvements on my blade because, well, I'm already happy where he is. This at least gives me the time to spend more effort on my other children. But thus far, I've not really had another character I fell so hard for like how I did Blade. Until the Aventurine banner showed up. To literally give a bit of context, I don't spend a lot on this game in comparison to how I did with Genshin. In the first year of this game, I've only ever had to top up 4 times because if you guys didn't know, every single year whenever you do the top ups, it actually resets on the anniversary. So it will basically remove all of your records of what you've topped up. But yeah, for me, in the first year, I've only ever had to top up 4 times. First for the Jingyuan Light Cone. Second one is for the Blade Light Cone. Third is for the Danheng Light Cone. And yes, I do have issues with light cones because they don't like me. Other than the Acheron Light Cone. That was, I think, my best light cone pull ever. And the fourth one is the first Blade rerun, which I didn't even get an E1 for him, unfortunately. I lost the 50-50. I don't remember who I lost it to, but I did. However, among those 4 times I've topped up, I've also not topped up the highest amount, which is the $129.99 Canadian dollar one. And in terms of what I've probably spent on the most in this game, that will be most likely be the Battle Pass as well as the Express Supply Pass. I've been a day 1 player and I've been buying the Supply Pass since the very beginning. Likewise as well with the Battle Pass. And for the Battle Pass too, I've always gotten the Nameless Medal, which is the higher tier Battle Pass because of the adorable photos for the characters. Which is what, like a whole $10-15 higher than the normal one. But otherwise, for those 2 that I've consistently spent on, I don't really spend much on this game. And getting back to the topic of Aventurine, he is my only limited banner character I have at E1. Not even my Blade, who is my pride and joy, is at E1. Like, I don't know why I got him to E1, honestly, because I think this was because Project FAB was already kicking in my head. Well, Project AB, I guess, at this point. was kicking in my brain, and I was like, you know what? I'll pull for an E1 up until his banner ends, and then once that is, I'll save up for the entire year now, because like here's my tracker and the adventuring banner. And now a year later of just my blade being my solo hard carry and not having doted on a character as much as I had with him, Aventurine decides to show up and is now the second character I have that is classified as a double S in terms of his relic score on mobile meta. My blade has always been the only character I've had at double S, and up until this point, the next one after him would be my Acheron and my Danheng Il, surprisingly, who are at S, because my Jingliu, who just happens to be my, potentially she's probably even my hardest hitting character because of her crit stats, she's only an A, which really I found very surprising when I first saw that. I was like, she's only at A? So obviously she's one of the characters I want to work on the next year. For this entire time, this 1 year savings goal that I was planning to do was only for my blade and my aventurine, because the entire spiel on this project was to not pull on any characters for the next year, which pray for me, because there's definitely going to be a lot of good characters that are coming out, especially of the new Xianzhou characters that are coming out. I'm going to have to take a bullet here and not pull for any of them, because this is Project FAB that is in effect now. I cannot pull for any characters or light cones anymore. But yeah, it was only going to be supposed for these two characters, because for this next entire year, I do want to save for E6 S5 for whoever is in this project. My aventurine does have a slight advantage because he's at E1 already, so that's a W for me, because my life savings, at least that's one less thing to pull for. And yeah, that is for the duration of this entire year. Well, that was what I thought until they released Firefly. When she was first introduced, my heart broke for this character, and when I watched her trailers and I saw her character as well, her design is gorgeous. Okay, like the way she shifts from like adorable little Firefly to like cool Sam, I'm like, bruh, yeah, no, I needed to pull for this character. And so now here we are, my three fabulous children that I'm going to be dedicating an entire year of savings for. So the main priority of the year is to save up. Yes, this is what Project FAB is now. I know I'm just pretty late in talking about it, but yes. The priority of the entire year is to save up as much as I can without topping up and just doing like events, character trials, simulated universe, dailies, battle passes, supply passes, memory of chaos, chests, coin offerings to those like to the areas, kind of like, for example, the Clocky statue kind of a thing. But I'm pretty sure there'll be a new area that will be introduced within this year, so that's at least one more place to save up jades from. And basically a lot of other ways to get jades and warp tickets, because honestly the game itself is very generous, because every patch is a free 10 pull. So that's at least, like, if my calculations are correct, I get at least free like 50 that I'm looking at into the next year. And if there's more, 100%, that's great. But I'm seeing like free 50 from Hoyo itself because of the 10-day thing for new characters every new patch. And then on my personal side as well, I'll be saving up money because FAB is the first set of children I'll actually be dropping some top up money on. That is like pretty much dedicated to them, because again, I did top up in the first year, but since the new year started, the second year, so from like April of this year, I have not topped up at all since then, and that's gonna be staying the same until the next year. And at least with this project in effect as well, which I started also on July 10th, which was when the Firefly banner ended, this gives me the time to work on my other characters who I've neglected because I only worked on my main team and I just basically use the same characters, which is why I'm having a hard time doing MOC right now, because as of the filming of this one, it needs physical characters as well as fire characters, which I don't have. I mean, I have my Firefly now 100%, but she is not built yet. So I want to take this entire year to build on characters for the next year, basically, because I have a lot of characters that I've pulled for and just never built. Because wow, pretty character, pull. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my main character now because this is the build person, right? Because I don't want to do that now. And that's why this entire year, because I'm not pulling for any character, this is literally advantageous for me because I can build more teams now. Because not gonna lie, my Bronya, my Fushuan, they're built, question mark, but they're not up to the standards I want them to be in. And then I also have characters that they've been sitting being dolls. 100% my ratio. I want to build a like my imaginary team as well. So I was gonna say I needed to build Dan Hung Il, but after seeing his stats, he's fine. I wanted to build, yeah, I'm going to be building ratio as well in terms of like other rotations I can do. 100% I also need to build Trailblazer as well because I'm sticking him to Harmony because he is one of the best support characters for characters like Boothil. I don't have Boothil, but for y'all that have Boothil but don't have Firefly, 100% good supports for them is the Harmony Trailblazer for the break effect and the super break. And if you guys also have Black Swan, she's there too. Gallagher's there too for the fire weakness. But yeah, I want to build Harmony Trailblazer as well as my Argenti and my Clara because I don't have good physical damage characters. Honestly, I can only build one of them, ideally. But the best option is to still build both of them for why not, right? And again, I have an entire year to work on these characters. At least I don't really have to build. Blade is one less character to build because again, I can still build him to get him up the ranks again, right? But I feel like that is a waste because he's already built. I want to build other characters. Like even my Aventurine, he's a double S right now, but he still needs a better body piece and a better sphere. Because those are ranked B and A respectively. So my Firefly is top of the list of my characters I'm going to be working on, like my priorities basically. And then after her is going to be Harmony Trailblazer because this guy just doesn't want to help me right now. And then I want to rework on my Huoho as well. And my Bailu still needs a bit of help. And then my Bronya, 100% I do want to build her. But my top 3 priorities right now are Firefly, Trailblazer, either Argenti or Clara. And I also need to start working on Jingyuan's also built, by the way. I've not mentioned this guy. My first 5-star character. I do want to rebuild him now as well. I want to take this entire year to rebuild this man because I still have him on his old relic set, which was the Band of Sizzling Thunder. His best set right now, I believe, is Ash Blazing Grand Duke, which is the one for follow-up characters. I want to start building him with this set now as well. So I have an entire year to work on, and hopefully I do this successfully because I was also doing some like quick maths and girl maths after my stream last night for when I talked about Project FAB on stream. I have at least, like, this isn't excluding event jades as well, okay? Like, I didn't calculate event jades, MOC jades, and all the other jades. I'm not pulling for jade. I have, yeah, no, so this is the supply pass. I get 2,700 jades from that from a month, 330. So these are also all just estimates. And I say 330 because I already have I already have a supply pass for this month for July, so I'm just going from August, 29,700 shades, and then per Welkin, I call it Welkin because of Genshin. The supply pass, you get like the 300 like Genesis crystals along with that, so you get 300 every single time you get one, so times 11, which will be 3,300 Genesis ones. You get the 5 redeemable warps, so like when the month restarts you get that, so there's 5 times 11, which is 55 warps. And then if you do the dailies, which is 60 jades, and then that's for the next 365 days, I guess, that's 21,900 jades. And then when you do the trials for the new characters, so let's estimate it with 2 characters for each month. And they only do that every month. There's at least 4 characters, I guess. And then there's the simulated universe, because you get 225 jades times 52 weeks, which is 11,700 jades. And then from the battle pass, and then when I get the nameless medal, the battle pass, you get 880 jades times 12, I guess, for the next year. So that's 10,560 jades plus the 4 warps it gets every battle pass, so that's another times 12, so that's 48. I calculated all this. This is around 598 warps, and that's excluding MOC. I didn't integrate MOC here, and obviously this doesn't have events and whatever other stuff I could get, like chests and stuff, right? So that's good for an E6 right there. So at least that's a lot of savings, I would say. I guess the start of this video is to make a video log of the beginning of Project FAB, which I already did on stream, but I feel like I'll have to go through an entire VOD for that. And so here we are with me just making a video dedicated to this process. But yes, I think I've talked long enough. So this is what I'll be doing on Honkai Star Rail for the next year. And I hope I do it successfully. I appreciate all of the support you guys will be giving for this entire savings process. And let's see how the year goes. Also, I'm gonna chuck my cousin under the bus with me here. So my cousin, Ryoko, has also decided to join me on this project of 1 year savings. But I believe she's saving for Jingyuan. She's only going for an E6, I think is what she said. Versus me, I'm doing the E6S5. She is doing it as an E6 for Jingyuan. So this is a video for the both of us. So yeah, I appreciate your guys' support. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.